Well, hello and welcome to the Pup Mommy. I just came in from outside from playing with the pups, and I thought that this might be a good time for this particular video. You know, with the holiday season upon us, and we want to ensure that our fur babies have everything or a little bit of something under the tree, or for the holidays in general, I want to tell you about the story of my lab mix Noel and my Boston Terrier Spunky. In fact, I think that this story is applicable throughout the year. Noel had just turned 7 years old in October 2019, and given recent events, it seems like it was a lifetime ago when this purebred snob went rescue at the local adopt-a-thon. I was still reeling over the loss of my Boston Terrier Chipper from a brain tumor when a friend and I spotted a litter of puppies at this adopt-a-thon, and well, I took the dive. Yes. His name was Starry Night at the time, but before I would adopt or not adopt, of course, I needed approval from the boss, my German Shepherd Zarina. I went home, brought her back with me to the adopt-a-thon. She sniffed him, looked at me as if to nod and say, okay. And Noel became a much beloved member of the family until one January night. Noel passed in my arms this past January 27th, around 2:45 in the morning on the surgical table at the veterinary hospital. After taking ill earlier in the week and numerous attempts at medical management were made by my regular vet of 19 years, there appeared to be in x-rays an elongated mass in his intestine that we were hoping would pass through. But after his refusal to eat anything substantial, if at all, for a day and a half, I took him to emergency. Dr. Wojciechowski, who is also known as Dr. Marcia, her first name, was on duty that week. She is a very compassionate, leave no stone unturned vet with decades of experience, and she's looked after my pups since 2002, when she surgically removed 2 polyvinyl tubes from a chuck-it-flying squirrel that I watched my Boston Terrier Spunky slurp down like spaghetti before I could reach him. I had been trimming grass in the backyard along the perimeter of the fence when I turned around to look to see what all my pups were doing, and despite dropping everything and running to Spunky, I got there too late. But in Noel's case, Dr. Marcia reviewed the x-rays and was confident that what we were looking at was just another foreign body, a foreign body lodged in the intestine. And she felt it was going to be a routine surgery removing that offending foreign object. Now, I will tell you that having been a multiple dog owner since 2002, when I first moved into this home, the cost of owning these pets comes at a price. Now, when you're contemplating a $4,000 surgery bill, on top of the $1,000 that I had already spent for tests and other procedures, meant in part to avoid this surgery, that's a tall order for even the strongest of constitutions. However, I made the decision, the deeply personal decision, that I could not put down an otherwise healthy pup because of money. I couldn't do that and live with myself. I find the money somehow, some way I would find it. So I gave the assent for surgery. And as mentioned earlier, Noel's x-rays had shown this elongated mass, which looked like, at the time, like could it be a piece of sock or a piece of cloth that was stuck in the intestine and was slowly trying to move through. When Dr. Marcia operated, however, what she instead found were 2 pieces of a tug and toss rope toy with one of the pieces, that the ties were around a small piece of cloth. The doctor then traced this string into the stomach, where she found a second part of the chew toy, which was the knot. And unfortunately, at this time, there were 3 perforations made by this toy in the stomach and the intestine that were already full of bacteria, and they were in such a location where they couldn't be cleaned or sutured successfully, and peritonitis was already setting in. Dr. Marcia called me herself around 2:15 from the operating room to tell me that she couldn't save Noel. I threw some clothes on, drove over to the clinic. Noel was still on the operating table unconscious. I put my arms around Noel and held him. He never regained consciousness, of course, but I put my arms around him and I held him, and he passed away from the injection. For me, it was a repeat of almost 2 years ago to the week of the debacle when I lost my Boston Terrier, Spunky, to a similar situation as Noel's, which was ingestion of a digestible dog chew and bits of toy that were unseen on the x-rays, and with no indication of any problem at all with the blood work that was done. In other words, the vet told me that Spunky's x-rays were normal, the blood work was normal, and this was told to me not once but twice, because earlier that year in 2018 I had Spunky in a regional animal hospital at 2:30 in the morning, 6 months before he died. The emergency vet couldn't find anything wrong or abnormal, yet I remained convinced that there was something wrong. Spunky was not himself. Well, Spunky was almost 11 years old when he died, January 6th, 2018. A necropsy was performed by the same vet, Dr. Marcia, who operated on Noel. And she pulled out the contents of Spunky's stomach, which you see here, which I believe some of which was there earlier, 6 months ago, when I first took him to the emergency vet. And so what you are looking at here are digestible greenies, small nylobones, gummabones, and bits of Jolly Ball that he picked up in the backyard from the shepherds, because the shepherds left to chunk the balls, and I'll tell you, every single time I've gone out in the backyard, whether you're going there to mow the lawn or you're just going there to play, you've got to go over that entire backyard and you've got to look through all of the grass, pick up every single little piece of something that you can find to prevent what happened to Spunky and what happened to Noel. And please keep in mind, not all toy materials can be seen on an x-ray. And those that can be misidentified and their seriousness misconstrued. In my 30-plus years of being a dog owner, from Boston Terriers to Dobermans to German Shepherds, Retrievers, my pups have played with, oh God, almost every toy imaginable. Plush toys, interactive toys, balls, bones, squeaky toys, tug and toss toys. And just like any two-legged child, the four-legged variety also requires that 360 degrees eyes around your head vision. You know, a toy that some dogs will play with happily for hours, another dog will ignore, destroy, or mangle inside of 10 minutes. My little Boston Terrier Chipper, honest to God, he gave him a dog with, I gave him a toy with a squeaker. That squeaker would be gone inside of 5 minutes. And you were either pulling it out of his mouth or he just simply discarded it and went on to something else. You know, as pet parents, we walk a fine line between wanting to provide a playful environment for our pups and for ourselves as well, with toys that they enjoy, and toys that can potentially kill without any warning signs until it's too late, leaving you guilt-racked and several thousands of dollars poorer if you elect to do the surgery. You know, foreign body surgeries total millions of dollars annually based on insurance claims and continue to rise every year. And you know, I'm putting on the screen an article from Trupanion.com, which is a company that offers consumer pet insurance. And you can read, as you see on the screen. And in some cases, in some cases, thousands and thousands of dollars are paid out for these foreign body claims. And so the moral of this story is, as we are here in the holiday season or any time of the year, and you feel generous, or your dog has earned that special toy again, pay attention to the toys that you're purchasing or that you receive for your pup. Look at the toy versus the size of your dog. Look how the toy is constructed, what it is made of, where it is made. And the moment that a toy starts looking gnarly or stringy or is tearing apart, either get out a pair of scissors or a knife or whatever and cut off the offending pieces, or just simply dispose of the toy. Now, would you rather lose $3, $5, $10, $15 on a toy, or would you rather spend $4,000 to $5,000 or more on surgery costs? You know, some small toys and bits of toy can pass through a dog's system, but it's those that remain that can cause you, and most of all your pup, immeasurable grief. So don't let this happen to you. So I want to thank you for watching. I hope that I've helped you in some small way learn more about what can happen when pet toys can kill. I've left my contact information in the description section. If you need any assistance in helping find a pup for you and your family, or have any questions where you'd like a one-on-one, please feel free to contact me. And since this is the holiday season and everyone is interested in little puppies, I urge you also to look into the video series, To Puppy or Not to Puppy, where I ask 8 questions and you answer them. And I promise you, after the end, you will know whether or not you are ready for a puppy. And then finally, what I will do is enclose a link for a video on YouTube called The Gift. And this video is a surprise. No, I'm not giving any spoiler alerts, but please watch this brief video through its entirety. If you're thinking of adopting a dog or a puppy, I really do think this is a must-see film. It has over 39 million YouTube views. So thank you again for watching. Wishing you happy holidays at the time that this video has been made. And don't forget to click the subscribe button. So thank you again. See you soon.